Hey everyone, I'm Armor Gaming, welcome to my channel and welcome to explanation video of how maze islands work. So in this video specifically, I'm going to be going over the video games maze. So as you can see, as of the time I'm recording this video, there are 24 days, 15 hours, and 56 minutes left. And just so everyone knows, all the information I'm getting and everything I'm talking about in this video, this is all from Monster-Wiki.com. Make sure to check out this website, it has a bunch of useful information. And in this whole video, I'm just going to be navigating through Monster-Wiki and showing you guys how to find the information you need to complete this maze. So scrolling down, as you can see, these are the monsters that you can get. They're labeled 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 8, and these are all the different pathways you can take. So it tells you which monster is in the first pathway all the way up to the 8th one. You continue to scroll down and it says Summary of Video Games Island. It tells you every single pathway. There's pathway 1, which is Hedgy, pathway 2, which is Captain Legends. It tells you all the rewards. That means if you complete the whole pathway, you'll be getting 4 spins, 50 coins, and 1k food. At the same time, right here which says other rewards, it will tell you what coin you get. So if you go along the Hedgy pathway, somewhere along the line, you'll get key number 3, and key number 3 unlocks Pandalfio's pathway, and according to this, you only need 1 key to play, so you get this key only from Hedgy's pathway. And the last information it tells you is how many coins you need to complete the whole pathway. So if you want to get Hedgy, that's going to cost you 255 coins. So let's take another example. Let's say you're after Glitch. Glitch needs 3 coins to play, and he's pathway number 7. So you gotta look over here where it says other rewards and look at everyone who says number 7. So you gotta move Captain Legends, and Captain Legends doesn't require any coins to play, but you do need to move Captain Legends. You also need to move Pandalfio, and when you look at Pandalfio, it says you need 1 key to play. So then you need to look over here and it says you get key number 3 from Hedgy. So you actually need to move Hedgy and Pandalfio and Captain Legends, but you also need to move another number 7, which is either here or here. So you need to move either Blockheart or Toymaster. So it appears that for Glitch, there's potentially 2 different ways to get him. You know, you can move Hedgy, which allows you to move Pandalfio, and you can move Captain Legends. And after a certain number of steps, some monsters just get unlocked without requiring to actually get a coin, and that's Blockheart and Toymaster. If you've played the game, you've seen it before. When you move a monster up to a certain step, the mist kind of dissipates and you get to move a monster. So that's how this works. That's how the summary works. It's just a really quick snapshot of everything. And another cool thing you can do here is you can actually click on the names. So you see Hedgy, Captain Legends, all the names are blue. You can click on those names. It leads you to the individual monster's pathway. So as you can see right here, it says path number 1. And then we scroll down, it says right here again, path 1 details Hedgy. So the cool thing is, it actually tells you what every single node takes you. So the first step, it costs 20 coins and it's just a roulette spin. Then you pay another 20 coins and it takes you to node number 2, which gives you 1,000 food, and then you pay another 25 coins and it takes you to another roulette spin, another 25, another spin, and it basically tells you every single step you do, and it even tells you who you're gonna face for those fights. And the important thing we see from here is that we can actually see when we get the key. So in order to get the key, it costs us 225 coins, and you get it on the 9th node. And then you take an extra step for 30 more coins, you actually unlock Hedgy. And down here it just tells you what the chances of getting each item is in terms of percentage by the roulette spin. So you can also click on the monster, so I'll click on Captain Legends, and as you can see right here it says path number 2, and I'm going to scroll down. So this is Captain Legends pathway, and I'm just going to scroll down. It tells me right here on node number 9. So it says 2.9, 2 indicates the pathway, 9 indicates what node it is. It will cost me 315 coins to actually get there, and by moving him 9 times, it unlocks the key to pathway number 5. And every time it's blue, I can click on it and it'll lead me to what it is. So path number 5 turns out to be Super Dan. So that's summary, but now I'm going to click on map, and what the map basically shows is just a complete overview of the whole entire maze. So as you can see, it's Captain Legends right there, Hedgy right there, Glitch, Arcade. There's no mist in the way, so you can see the complete entire pathway. So that's helpful if you're trying to figure out how many nodes you need to move and everything, just like a quick overview. If you want precise details, I always advise you guys to just click on the actual name. So for example, again, I'll click on Blockheart and I'll see the actual cost it'll take me, and that's actually how you can calculate how much coins you need to get a certain monster. I'm not going to do that in this video, but if you guys want to, it's super simple to do. Probably the most important thing for you guys is how to get coins, because that's a question I get a lot. So getting coins is fairly simple because there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different ways to get coins. The first way to get coins is by collecting gold. You can also collect food, you can also breed monsters, you can feed your monsters, you can hatch eggs, and you can fight in PvP. And then what pool indicates, pool is the maximum number of available coins to be collected since the last time you played. Now one important thing to mention here is that it says you can fill up but not past this point, and from my personal experience that's not correct, and you can actually check it out in this video. It's basically tips and tricks for all mazes, so all future mazes you can refer to this video and it'll help you out. And what I've shown is that you can actually sometimes get past what the pool indicates. I don't know why it is, but it is what it is. It's important to keep in mind, Monster-Wiki is not affiliated with Social Point, so it's not possible for them to get everything 100% right. They are, however, an amazing resource to use. Chance doesn't matter too much. All it tells you is the percent chance of getting a maze coin when performing the related action, which means every time you press collect gold, you have a 50% chance to get a coin or to not get a coin. And that's honestly doesn't really matter because you can just spam collect. You can basically spam anything, and once you spam it enough, you'll get the item. Spawn indicates how long it takes for the pool to refill, so it's important to always empty out your pool and then come back 4 hours later, and then the pool should be refilled. So the best advice I can give you guys is to log in every 4 hours. That's all you really need to do, which means realistically most of us will only be able to log in 4 times a day because the average person should be getting about 8 hours of sleep. So it is what it is. Amount doesn't matter too much also because that just shows you that every time you press collect, you're gonna get anywhere from 1 to 5 coins, and that's also not correct. Sometimes I've gotten all 30 coins in one go, sometimes I only get 1 coin. It's really just random. So I think the most important things here are spawn and pool. And you know how I mentioned that in the pool you can actually sometimes get more than what the pool cap is? That's only ever applied to me in collecting gold and food. I think one time it happened when I bred a monster, I was able to get 100 coins, and the only time that's ever happened to me was overnight after I slept for like 8 hours. So maybe it stacks, I'm not too sure about that, don't quote me on that, because honestly sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't happen. But essentially what you see is that when you add up all these pools, you get 225, which means that every 4 hours you can get 225 coins. And keep in mind that I said that the average person will probably be logging in 4 times a day. That means you can get up to 900 coins a day. That's pretty good, I think. It's certainly not enough to complete the entire maze, but it is a really good amount to complete most of the maze. So I'm gonna scroll down again. It says right here you have lots of chance to gain coins in the PvP roulette spin after winning a PvP battle. You could respin, it costs 1 gem. I actually don't advise that. I think it's quite a gamble to keep risking 1 gem just to get 50 maze coins. In my opinion, it's not worth it, but everyone has to decide for themselves whether it is or isn't worth it. Because maybe all you need is 50 coins to move that last step and get that monster you want, so that's completely up to you. Right here it shows maze coin packs. It just basically tells you if you want to spend real money, so say you spend 199, you get 130 coins out of it, and the coin per price ratio basically tells you how many coins you're getting per dollar. So as you can see, the more coins you buy, essentially the less it costs per dollar. So if you did want to spend money, let's say you told yourself you were going to spend 20 bucks, it's better to just buy this set right here, this 1500 coins for 20 bucks, than to buy the 499 4 times. Because if you were to buy this, if you were to buy pack number 2 4 times, you'd be paying the same amount of money and you'd only be getting 1360 coins. So for that reason, if you know you're gonna spend a certain amount of money, make sure you get the best pack you can get. Do not get anything below it. And probably one of the most important things about mazes is to always look at the discount days, or happy hour is the link it's called in Monster-Wiki. And happy hour basically tells you what days they're gonna have a discount on moves. So you know how I said it costs 255 coins to move Hedgy all the way from the start point to the end point to get him? Well, if you move him during one of these times, during the discount day, during the discount hour, it costs 10% less. Every single move is 10% less, which is amazing because you want to save as much coins as you can in order to try to get more monsters. So before you ever make a move, make sure to go to monsterwiki.com, click on discount days, and just look at the different days and the different times. One important thing to keep in mind is that all these times are in UTC, which is universal time, which means you need to convert it to your local time, and that can be done very easily. All you have to do is open up your web browser, type in UTC Converter. You see I have it right there in purple because I've gone to it before. So once you search for UTC Converter, you get these different options. I personally like to use worldtimeserver.com, so you can click on that. So you could always just type in worldtimeserver.com. Here's the website. And basically what you do is you type in when the event is in UTC time. So going back to the happy hours page, let's just pick a random date. Let's say September 12th from 13 to 1500 hours, right? I go back to the world time converter and I put September 12th, and it's from 13 to 1500 hours. So I can just put at 1300, which is the start time, right? I press submit, and then it's important, this is super important step, you have to change it to your location. So my location, I'll put United States, California, click enter, and there we go. So for me, that happy hours is gonna happen at 6 a.m. And you guys saw how simple that was. So now I know that September 12th, 1300 hours, 1 p.m. is the equivalent to 6 a.m. for me. So I can just calculate what the difference is. So make sure to use this. It's probably the most useful because it'll save you the most money, which will allow you to move more nodes and get more monsters. And when I said to save you money, I meant save you coins, to save you in-game currency money, okay? So another thing I forgot to show you guys is that once again on the summary tab, it actually shows you what you can get from the whole event, and it tells you what the total cost is. It's 34,955. So if we take that number and we actually multiply it by 0.9, and I'm multiplying by 0.9 because if you only move during discount days, you're getting 10% off. It only costs you 31,460 coins to do the whole maze. That still seems like a lot to get. Now keep in mind, I said that if you play every 4 hours, you can get 225 coins, which means that if you play 4 times a day, you get 900 coins. And I'm gonna multiply it by 25 to indicate 25 days, and we end up with 22,500. So what we see is that there's basically no chance to complete the whole maze. Now, it's important to keep in mind that Social Point is actually kind of generous because they do Monster Wood, where we essentially just watch a lot of videos and we get coins from it. They specifically give you a dungeon of nothing but maze coins, and also during food and gold dungeons, they also throw in a way to get coins. So who knows, maybe it is possible to come close to that 31,000 mark. I can't really say for sure because Social Point, whether we want to call them greedy for not giving us 30% or 20% discount days, they do give us a lot of dungeons, and I mean a lot of them. So keep in mind, this is a long event. It's over 25 days long, and from personal past experiences, while it's not necessarily easy to get every single monster, it is manageable just because of all the events that actually give out maze coins that Social Point gives us. So you shouldn't worry too much about the event. And another piece of advice I can give you guys is to only move a monster to the point that you need to. Don't move a monster any more than it needs to. Only move the necessary monsters that unlock his pathway, and then move Glitch all the way before you move anyone else, even before you move these easy to get monsters. If you know for a fact you want to get one monster, only focus on that monster. Don't worry about anyone else. And again, only move during discount days. That's the most important point I can give you. It's only 10%, but that 10% can really make the difference. So for example, Glitch, his pathway alone is 8,450 coins. If you wait for discount days, you save 845 coins. 845 coins is enough to get Captain Legends, and that's half enough to get Pandalfio. So saving 10% is actually a lot. And one more thing I want to add, and this is just really preference, but what I like to do, going back to the discount days, I like to wait until the very last, or even the day before. I like to wait until these 2 days to use all my coins. I like to wait in the hopes that maybe, just maybe, Social Point will be generous and throw in a random 20% or 30% discount day, because that will really make the difference. Now, I'm not counting on it, but I just like to hope that it happens. And some of you might be thinking that it's dumb because they're not gonna do it, but I mean, there's no harm in waiting, right? There would only be harm if they actually ended up removing the 10% discounts, but I really don't think that's likely, because if they were to do that, they would get a ton of backlash. They already have enough backlash for taking away 30 and 20%, so I doubt they'll take away 10%. So for that reason, I doubt they'd remove them, so to me, there's no harm. And again, it's really just a preference thing, so by no means do you have to wait like I do, but that's just what I do. So I know in the last mazes, I kept getting people asking me if I used any coins, have I used any coins, and I kept having to reply to everyone that no, I don't use any coins until the very end, and they always ask me why, and that's my reason why, so now you know. So because I know a lot of people want to know my opinion on who's worth getting, I want to start off by saying this is not one of the best mazes we've had. So starting things off with Hedgy, he turns out to be a rare monster, and there's nothing particularly too special about him, so I'll just leave it at that. It's, again, he's really cheap though, so I don't anticipate people having any trouble getting him, and he has a pretty cool design, so for that reason get him. But in terms of usability, there are definitely better rares out there. Captain Legends is an interesting guy. I remember when he first came out, he had a skill that was supposed to give him a damage boost or a teammate a damage boost, but he ended up giving the enemy a damage boost, which was just terrible. So I don't know if that's been fixed yet, but even if it has, overall he's not that great of an epic monster. Pandalfio is, I'm so disappointed about this monster. He was supposed to be a legend, at least he was announced as a legend, but I guess Social Point decided to change him right before the release, and they made him to an epic, and he still has the same skills, and he has really good stats, so he's a good epic metal attacker. But just personally, I'm kind of hurt. I'm so disappointed. I did a whole analysis on him, and that analysis is basically invalid. But in terms of an epic attacker monster, he's still really good, and he's basically Mario, so come on guys, why not get him? Blockheart is a magic attacker. When it comes to this game, deny monsters really shine. Attackers, unless there's something extraordinary about them, they don't really shine. So for that reason, there's nothing too special about Blockheart. He is, however, based off Lego, so if you love Legos, go ahead and get Blockheart. And then we move on to 4 more legendaries, starting with Super Dan, aka Mega Man. So I have an analysis on him if you want to check that out. So overall, there's nothing too amazing about him really. He's just an attacker. I just love him because he's Mega Man, so for sure I'm gonna get him. But in terms of actual usability, you can actually go ahead and skip him. Toy Master is actually who's probably the most impressive monster and who I would recommend getting. Now, we don't see a lot of Toy Master just because he used to be number 8 in the pathway. Arcade is now number 8, but in a previous maze or progressive island, I don't remember what it was exactly, but he was the last one, so a lot of people don't have him. So I like to compare Toy Master. He's almost like Krampus, not exactly Krampus because he lacks an AoE freeze, but I would say he's kind of really like nerfed version of him. So moving over to the Toy Master, just to show you guys real quick why I'm saying that, he has a lot of skills that are like this. May stun target applies random negative effect. May freeze target applies random negative effect. He has AoE Nightmare, but scrolling down over here to skills group 3, May poison target applies random effect. Mind blown, may make target bleed applies random effect. So he's kind of cool like that. AoE damage reduction in days. So it was really those other skills that reminded me of like Krampus, but just a really weaker version of Krampus. And he's a magic monster, and I'm really happy he's only number 6 in this maze. So it's gonna be definitely easy to get him, and I definitely recommend you get him. Of all the monsters, he's probably the number 1 to get in terms of actual usability. And moving over to Glitch and Arcade, actually I'll do them both at the same time. I think they're both just cool for their designs, but in terms of actual usability, I don't think there's anything too particularly good about them. Glitch does have a skill called Kill Switch, which I really like, and Arcade also has a nice AoE and a nice attack that drains stamina and recovers stamina, but overall I don't think any of these monsters are necessary, so the only monster I can see for sure to get would be Toy Master. And that concludes my analysis on the video games maze. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to leave a like, make sure to share this with all your friends, and I'll see you guys next time.